right. Should we do our numbers?
Mm-hmm.
John, how about we start with VOMP?
Okay.
See how we did this week.
Yeah, so good week. We had 47 warm responses, 10 auditions.
47 warm responses.
Yep.
Wow.
10 auditions.
10 auditions.
Yep.
Nice.
And 5 jobs. So Greg Campbell got 2. Francisco got 1. Tyler Boss got 1. And Bill DeWeese.
Nice.
And so, yeah.
Nice. And those are the ones that are reported. Yep. Again, you send out a reminder on Thursday or Friday just asking people to get back with you. And we know people are busy. It's not a guilt trip that people get back with us. But it's nice. And one of the reasons we want to know is because number one is we want to encourage people. This works. Because sometimes when you're by yourself and you're sending out emails or having somebody send out emails, or maybe you're doing a hybrid approach where you're sending some more targeted and we're sending, then it can kind of feel like, well, I haven't had a job for a couple of weeks, or maybe I didn't get a warm reply this week. And it's always nice to hear that, it's working for other people. Yeah, it'd be nice if it worked for that specific person that's having that issue. It's always fun to hear somebody else, part of our group, is getting a job. It's really exciting when I get a job. Yeah. That's always the most exciting, Yeah. So any thoughts, anything else that
you beat me to the punch there on that.
Sorry.
Just why we do it. It also keeps our database for you specifically cleaned up, make sure that we're not contacting those people, because there are times where we don't mean to get our wires crossed, if you will, but we will send out something and they're like, well, I already worked with you, kind of thing. And it's your initial email basically saying, I'd like to work with you, but it's like, well, I already work with you. And so we want to make sure that we lessen those lessen those chances that we get in front of somebody that you're already working with. And that can happen sometimes. Some people have reported that they're getting some jobs here and there that they don't know how they've gotten the job. And we're not necessarily trying to take credit. We just want to make sure, we like to encourage people that it's working. And we do know that people they might lose your email or remember your name, or there might be some way that they remember you and then they contact you on your website, and it might be something that was from an original email that you did with the efforts that we're doing for the direct email marketing. But we just also want to make sure that database, like I said, is clean. So
it benefits VO Marketing Pro, our company.
Correct.
But forgot what I was going to say. With Greg, for instance, Greg has been with us. He's been one of the longest with us, right?
Correct.
And it benefits us to say it's a long haul and it's a numbers game. But that is just the truth.
Correct.
So, yes, that's what makes VO Marketing Pro money. We'd be lying if it didn't, for you to continue to stay with us. But even if you decided not to, and there have been some that have decided not to for some reason or another, and we just say, well, keep doing it. Keep doing it. And guess what? Even when they leave from time to time, we have warm replies still coming, warm responses coming in for them. Yep. Or they're telling us later on, hey, I got a warm response, or I got a job. Yep. Those emails are out there, like we say, and that's why it's a numbers game and it's a long haul. And we see that those people that pour the most in and stay the longest are the ones that benefit. It's just the truth, whether you do it or whether we do it for you or not.
Yep. Also, and what we found, to couple examples where they're not the same exact, but just how direct email marketing works. One, we had a guy who left about a year or so ago. He just was busy in other areas of his VO marketing his VO career, and he just wanted to focus on those, which is great. He's successful off there, and that's what we like to see. That being said, last night we get an email saying, hey, do you want to audition for this job? Or what would you, it's either an audition or what do you charge for this? And he's been gone for a year. And so we forwarded that on to him, and that's an opportunity that he has. And then I did post it on our Facebook. We had one lady who's with us, but also purchased the DIY videos. And she, in the past couple weeks, from her marketing efforts, from watching those videos, has booked a few jobs.
Nice.
And we also had another guy who who just purchased the DIY videos who reported that he had a job this week as well.
So if you have more time than money,
Correct.
then it's good to get the DIY videos so you can learn how to do it yourself, because you have more time than money, and do it yourself. Don't pay us to do it. But if you get to that point where you have more money than time, that's where we come in.
Yeah.
And so
those videos are well worth it. I mean, Andy would admit that he's not the most exciting person, but what he gives you is great. And for the value, or it's great value for what you're paying for. And even if you just have some time on the side and you just want to learn how to do it along with VOMP, we always preach the hybrid approach. And so those are a great way to just make sure you're organized when you're doing that.
Yeah. Step by step.
Step by step.
It's I always tell people, it's not highly entertaining. It's highly educational.
Yep.
It really is. It's a step by step, everything he does for me. And yeah.
Yeah, we're willing to work with price too if that becomes an issue. We just believe they're a valuable thing to purchase.
Very good. Well, that was a good week. Great. Fantastic. People hang in there. We'll have weeks like that a lot.
Yeah.
We can't promise it next week.
No.
You never know.
No, you can't.
Somebody riding by on their motorcycle. All right, I guess I'll go ahead. This week I had 4 warm replies. I had 1 audition, which was part of your 10, I think, 10 auditions.
Nope, we don't. Well, we don't consider it a part of. We don't.
But
ever
I told you
consider
guys
yours.
about it, so you guys posted it at least.
True, but we don't consider
you
it in the
didn't
numbers
count it.
here.
Okay.
So
You didn't count that. All right. I didn't have any new clients, but I did have 2 clients from my email marketing efforts. One of them was, and I commented on your guys' post on Facebook. I worked with them a year and 2 months ago, and they were one of my first clients. We did a session, and then I stayed in front of them probably 5 different times, and I don't even know if they replied to any of my recontacting emails, but then just the other day, they got a hold of me and they wanted another session for another explainer video with them. So I did a session with them, $300. And then I had pickups from another client that I've worked with multiple times. A lot of their stuff is Microsoft. So $60 for the pickups. And then I had 3 jobs on Fiverr totaling $80 a piece, what I brought home. So in total, $600.
nice.
And 4 cents.
Moving on up. And
I
you know,
hope so.
those return clients, I when you posted in the Facebook, I posted to gold, returning clients equals gold, because you don't have to market for them. They're out there. And yeah, you might have to remind them from time to time, but they like you. They came to you originally. Now they're coming back. That's a very, very good sign.
Well, and the way that I recontacted them was either sending out of office notices, my new demos and stuff like that, and just doing stuff like that, at least for right now, because I update my demos fairly regularly. Yeah. So because I'm changing, my voiceover is changing.
Getting better all the time.
Yeah.
And you're proving that you're getting better, your skill set's getting better, and you're proving by just hanging in there that here you go, a year and 2 months later, you get a return client. Now you have a YouTube Fiverr client that uses you at least once or twice a week.
I think I've had him for 3 weeks now, and he's used me at least 3 times a week. So that's huge for me, and it really helps out my Fiverr gig.
Yeah,
I was talking about my impressions. They're starting to finally go up again. I at one point I had like 1,500, and then all of a sudden I had a canceled order, and they went down to like 200.
Yeah.
And it was like just quicksand. I couldn't get out of it. So finally, hopefully, if I keep doing it right and getting good reviews and stuff, it'll keep going up. So,
it's going to sound like when I do my numbers that I had a fairly good week. It's over $6,200, but it was really a slow week because I did that national commercial that I still can't say a whole lot about because it's going to be this fall. But 2,000 of that was being held back. It was on voices.com. It was being held back until they okayed it. And it's been 2 months. And so I did the sessions, a couple of sessions, and they paid me $200 for each one. Well, now they're paying me the 2,000. And so I'm sticking that into this week. So it's really a $4,200. And so just one thing I was thinking about, back in medieval times, they would take hunting parties they'd hire men to go out with them. And what those men would do is they'd take sticks and they'd beat bushes to get the game to jump up and run out, and then they would, shoot them. That thus
Medieval times, they'd shoot them with guns.
well, they'd shoot them with arrows or
okay.
sticks or whatever. And the point being is that's beating the bushes.
Sorry.
You took away my
I'm
my
sorry.
fire. I was telling a big story with a lead up, and you just took it right away from me.
You said medieval times, but they shooting cannons at those things, just obliterating all of it.
Slingshots or something
Okay,
like that.
I got you
Anyway,
now.
that's where that comes from, beating the bushes. And so I've been beating the bushes lately. John's been helping me out. And you've been beating the
I have.
bushes, and you keep beating the bushes. And that's what we've been kind of telling people with the economic times, with what's going on in the world, the nation, gas prices, inflation, all of these things. A lot of people are down, and I'm lower than I typically am. I don't know if it's just a little bit of a downturn that would have been there anyway, but I'm kind of attributing it to the fact of what's going on. So I'm just going to have to be more aggressive, more
Double down.
keeping you up, John.
I don't think the camera's on me right now, so I should be good. I'm trying not to.
Come on, put it on John on that moment.
Oh,
Make sure, John, you see John
See
yawning when
yawning,
his
my
dad's talking. But I've been beating the bushes, and here's 3 ways. Actually, I'm going to give you 3 ways, and I'm going to save the 4th one. John's gone back, and he's going to continue to go back to past Fiverr clients that
Nice.
haven't used us for a while. You can do that on Fiverr if you're careful, and maybe sometime you'll have to talk about that, what that would mean. But you can go back and recontact them and say, hey, it's been a while, just like you would direct email marketing. I'm going back to direct email marketing. Mom's doing that for me, past clients. I'm doing more voices.com auditions because I have about a 20-to-1 win rate. And so I just have to keep working hard at getting auditions out there. By the way, I'm down Fiverr-wise this year, but what is it? I've got it here. I'm $1,200 short of what I made all last year on voices.com. Right now,
Oh, wow. So you're way ahead there.
Yeah. So I should, if I keep working it, I should be well ahead on my voices.com. And see, that's my point. Diversify. And then if one kind of goes down a bit,
The other one picks it
push
up.
that other one and look for ways to beat the bushes. So, and then the last one is a method that Johnny and I are trying for myself and another gentleman who's part of our personal assistance group for VO Marketing Pro. And it's another way to beat the bushes. And we'll maybe talk about that. We'll see how that goes. You know what I'm talking about, John?
Yep.
That secret
Yeah.
sauce. And no, it's just another way to go out and direct email market. But we're looking into that. And we'll tell you how that goes. So this week for me, I had 2 auditions, 3 warm responses, and 1 new client. And that's not part of your list or
Bomb's list or my list.
or your list. My platforms were $1,176. My direct email marketing was $5,047.05. That was with that $2,000 dumped in there. So my total $6,223.05. $6,223.05 for my week in voiceover.